It feels as if this Buhari's regime, is doomed, like right from the start, because I could remember maybe two democracy years ago, like 2 years ago on Democracy Day, it was a situation of Buhari opening the cage for the birds to fly away, and the birds refused to fly. Like the birds literally just like stood there and didn't fly. And usually the birds, it's a symbol of peace. The white pigeons is a symbol of peace, saying that peace. And if I could remember, all over the social media that year, everybody were like, is this a bad omen? And now we are talking of three military personnel fainting on Democracy Day again. Before we continue with the details of today's news, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe. Hit the like button. Most importantly, click on the notification bell so that you can get notified each time we post a new video. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the details of today's news. Three military personnel who participated in the Democracy Day parade on Monday slumped at Eagle Square, Abuja. Our correspondent, who was at the scene, observed a bit of confusion at as security and medical personnel rushed to the parade ground with stretchers and whisked the collapsed colleagues to the medical shed on the left side of the state box where the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, sat. They, however, regained consciousness shortly after. The ceremony featured performances by the Army, Navy, Air Force, and the police. The Nigerian Army Female Corps also performed a combat display, followed by traditional dance performances from various ethnic groups. The president, who was the special guest of honor, inspected the guards and was followed by a military and police march past in slow and quick time. There was also a combined silent drill display by the armed forces and police. In attendance were former President Goodluck Jonathan, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, presiding officers of the National Assembly, service chiefs, and Babagana Kingibe, running mates of a winner of the annulled June 12, 1993 presidential election, Chief MKO Abiola. Kingibe, who was introduced as a former vice president, was invited to join in a group photograph with Buhari, Jonathan, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila, the Chief Justice of the Federation Ibrahim Tanko, and the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress Abdullahi Adamu. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section, because this is it's unbecoming. Abby, what are we going to how am I going to describe this? Because how does he like have to be that on Democracy Day each time in this regime now? Like, this is the second time that something significant that seemed like a bad omen is happening. Like, just how? Like I said, 2 years ago, it was a situation of Buhari releasing the pigeons that were supposed that usually signifies peace. The white pigeons signifies peace. The usual ritual is that the pigeons will be caged at first, and then the president will go to the cage, open the cage, and then the birds will just fly into the air, which signifies peace and freedom. 2 years ago, the birds refused to fly away. Was it 2 years ago? I think it was last year. You can correct me in the comment section. I think it was last year. The birds refused to fly away, and social media went basic. It was like, what is happening? Is this a bad omen? And usually it signifies it's bad omen when something that is supposed to happen doesn't happen. It doesn't go that way. How animals? How does how? It's so funny. How did these animals actually know that we are suffering in Nigeria? It was, if you saw that video that here, it was as if these birds knew that no, there is no peace in this environment. They refused to fly. And this time around, we are now talking about military personnel. Two, in fact, fainted on the parade ground. Is it the situation of they are not being taken care of adequately, or they are not paid well, or work stress, work overload? Which one should we even start with and discuss? These military men, normally, at least if they know that these military personnel are going to be performing on Democracy Day, I think they should have been given maybe 2 or 3 days so that they will be able to relax. And for the big days, it's a big day, something special, like what they wanted to do for Democracy Day, which was yesterday on Monday. The Democracy Day was on Sunday, but the public holiday was on Monday. Obviously, the ceremonial event couldn't take place on Sunday. We even need to start talking about the fact that these soldiers have been complaining for years about the lack of proper, is it equipment or weapons to fight with on the battlefield, whereas you have Boko Haram members fighting against them with more sophisticated weapons, and they are at a disadvantage. And it's each time these soldiers, these army people come out to talk about these issues that they are having in the fight against Boko Haram, they get punished, they get jailed, because they are not supposed to come out and talk about these things on social media. But if they don't come out publicly to talk about these things, how will people become more aware of these issues that they are having? And then monies are being, it's not as if monies are not being released for it to be used solely to buy weapon. You remember when the Abacha loot, money that Abacha looted, that were returned back to the country, was assigned to be used to buy weapons. You know how that money, disappeared without them even using it for the sole purpose that the money was being assigned for in the first place. So the issues are is non-ending if we continue to talk about them from now till tomorrow. In fact, speech will finish. We'll not even see the end. So let me just stop here. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Hit the like button. Most importantly, click on the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we post. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.